Okay, so I'm going to share with you all three things about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance show that nobody's really talking about. Okay, so first off, him wearing white. Yes, I've heard people talk about it, but as a practitioner, I'm going to break it down for you guys so that you basically overstand what's really going on behind him wearing white. And when I tell you it's big, you're gonna want to hear it. So, again, as a practitioner, I want to share with people the main importance and the main power behind any spellcraft, which we know the elites and their puppets, they practice in the craft. Let's get that out the way first. Second of all, when we're talking about the power behind any type of spell, any type of ritual, the intention is everything. Okay? Okay. Now, let's get into the fact that he was wearing white. Now, when we talk about the color white, especially as a garment, we need to understand that that represents the intention of purity, right? Now, you may ask yourself, well, they eat children. How are they pure? Good question. So, the fact that we know that yes, they are practicing magic or a type of magic, a type of craft, you need to understand that their intention behind wearing white is to convey their purity, their idea that what they're doing is pure for them. To them, they feel like they're not really doing anything wrong. They are doing what is necessary for them to not only survive in this realm because they're not from here, and this realm is only intended for those who are of this realm. That being said, they are not from here. The second thing, second, is outside of the garment of white and the idea of it being pure. Oh, real quick, when I hear pure when they're doing it, when they're talking about it, I hear those people who practice a certain type of belief and called themselves the Puritans. Now, funny enough, these same individuals were behind the Salem witch hunts, if I'm not mistaken, right? And to me, like, it's given, let me take out my competition. And by competition, I mean, yes, you're seeing them as a rival, okay? And so that your magic is more potent and more powerful and more effective, and you don't have any rivals giving off any magic to counter your spells and rituals, you gotta get rid of them, right? There you go. So back to my second point. Now, when I say that they are not of this realm, therefore they feel like what they're doing is purely in their good, right? The act of him falling from, one realm through that little hole in the ground and ended up in a realm, a new realm in which he was not originally in. That people made the connection of it being fallen angel energy. Now, I have been saying this a lot, especially lately, and that is fallen angel implies that they fell here by accident. No, it was very intentional. Just like the setup for his fall into that room was a part of the script. It was intentional. They didn't fall, they didn't trip. They purposely came into this realm because it is far more abundant than their own. However, to be in this realm, you have to abide by certain principles of this realm. Yet, because they don't have a physical vessel to sustain being in this reality, they have to do things in a more bizarre world type of way, right? In reverse, which is why when they operate in the pentagram, it is always reverse. You know, the two aspects of the physical realm over top and the spiritual aspect on the bottom. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into number 3. So, number 3, and I'm going to keep this real short and sweet, it's the fact that, again, everything they do is the reverse of the principles that are naturally practiced by those who are originally from this realm, right? And by that I mean the duality, you know, the entity that they worship, that they embody, is not of this realm, right? And he had to be the first to learn this practice, and he taught it to those of his children who he brought into this realm to pretty much possess the vessels of those who share a certain drop of his genetic DNA, thanks to the female entity that is originally from this realm he tricked into working with him. Connection of Bad Bunny, you know, embracing and I use that term very loosely for lack of any other better word that I cannot use because this is TikTok. But him embracing, you know, the feminine energy in a physical way, right? Because we all embody both masculine and feminine spiritually, right? And again, this realm is spirit first that manifests into physical, which is why everything is so abundant in this realm, right? However, just like his counterpart, co-star, Lady Gaga, another well-known practitioner in their circle, she also physically embodies her masculine side, which is her counterpart. Get it? Him being Bad Bunny, physically he is a male. However, in order to operate and embody his God that he worships, he has to physically embody, or let's just say embody, the feminine principle, right? And Lady Gaga, she physically is a female. However, she has to embody physically the image of a male. And she does it a lot. She dresses up like a man. She performs like a man. Very masculine. So, that being said, again, I mean, it is what it is. Now I want to leave it on a really good note. And that is understanding what it means to do these things in the spiritual realm first. To understand your masculine is to understand your discipline, the energy and action that it takes, the discipline that it takes to bring forth a manifestation. And the feminine is to have the spiritual creative energy to be able to tap into all, right? And get the ideas that will bring you said abundance. Well, okay, bye.